Now I want to quickly show you how to use webinar funnels to run online events and to sell your products to the masses. And then at the end of this video, I'm actually going to give you my top converting webinar funnels for free. But before we do that, I want to explain where webinar funnels came from, how they work, and how you can use them in your specific business. So to show you initially, I want to kind of walk you through the layout of what a webinar funnel looks like. Now it's a very simple process. There's a webinar registration page where you get somebody to register for the webinar. Then there's a confirmation page where you thank them for being registered to the webinar. And with the webinar funnel, typically you're integrating with some third-party webinar software like GoToWebinar or Zoom are the two most popular within the ClickFunnels community. So then the webinar actually happens over there on the other platform. But what's nice is because you can control the registration process and the confirmation process, you're able to get higher conversions and a lot of times sell other products and services before people even come to the webinar, as I'll show you here in a minute. Now, after somebody registers for the webinar and before the webinar starts, what we do is we send them emails that take them to what we call indoctrination pages, where each of these pages gives them a video or some kind of training to get them more excited about what's going to be happening on the web class. And we'll have anywhere from 1 to 3 confirmation pages typically in a normal webinar funnel. And then after the webinar is over, then we usually set up a webinar replay page where we post the webinar replay and then we send emails to the people who register for the webinar to go watch the replay before we take it down. And so that's kind of what a basic webinar funnel looks like. Now, if we were to take this and plug in some actual pages, this is kind of what it would look like. First page, they register, then the confirmation page. Here's the indoctrination pages where we send them videos, getting them excited about what's happening, and then the replay page happens at the end. So what other products and services work for webinar funnels? Like I said, all sorts of things. You can use it to sell courses, to sell products, to sell software. I've seen people use it to sell supplements, high-end coaching, business practices, services, like pretty much everything you can dream of, you can be sold on an actual webinar. Okay, so here's some of the best practices on how a webinar funnel works. So the first page here, some of the core, most important things. First step, I like to call out who is this webinar actually for? So you notice this one says, attention, entrepreneurs, small business owners, online marketers, marketing agencies. So they know this is who it's for. The second step is like having a curiosity-based headline. The more curiosity you have, the more likely someone is to register and more likely they are to actually show up. In fact, when I have a webinar page that's not converting very well, the biggest thing I do is I come back and try to increase the curiosity to get people excited. Okay, so curiosity is the key on a registration page. Now, the second page is where we thank them. Now, on the thank you page, we're not using curiosity nearly as much as a couple other things. First thing is we're thanking them for registering. The second thing is, whereas the first page is all curiosity, the thank you page is all about excitement, getting them excited for what they're about to experience. Okay, if you get them excited here, they're more likely to make sure they show up, to put it on their calendar, to make sure they don't sleep in or forget about it. The more excited you get them here, the more likely they are to show up and participate in the event that you're putting on. And then the last thing, and this isn't necessary, but a lot of times what I do on this page is I give them, I make them an offer. We call this a self-liquidating offer. This is where we tell them hey, in this example here, I say, go get a free trial of ClickFunnels. Sometimes I might sell a book or I push them into one of my other funnels where I'm selling a lower ticket product. Now, a lot of times this self-liquidating offer here will actually cover the entire cost, my advertising costs to get people to register for the web class. Now, it's kind of a more advanced thing. And it's not necessary, but I want to kind of put it out there for those of you guys who may want to do something like that on your thank you pages. Now the next page, obviously at this point, like we said before, is that webinar now is going to happen in some third-party service like GoToWebinar or Zoom. And then after you get the recording of that presentation back, then you create a replay page, and usually we'll post that replay page up for 24 to 48 hours. We'll send emails to everybody who registered and told them now go watch this video before it disappears, and that gets people to actually go and watch and consume your presentation. Okay, now in the past, if you want to create a webinar funnel like that, it was complicated, right? You had to get designers and then webmasters and programmers and analytics people and a whole bunch more. But the good news is that now, because you're here today here on ClickFunnels, you no longer have to do that. We have a better way, a faster way. So instead of doing all that, what you can do is you can just use our share funnels. In fact, we've had some of the top designers in our community design these amazing webinars funnels for you. We're actually going to give them to you for free. If you look down below this video, you'll notice there's a whole bunch of pre-done webinar funnels that are already created for you. And we call these share funnels because we're going to share them with you for free. So all you do is look down below, find out which one of these webinar funnels you like that looks the most like what you would want. Click on the select the funnel button, and then one of two things are going to happen. First off, if you already have a ClickFunnels account, it's going to take that entire webinar funnel and it'll plug it into your account. Now, if you don't have a ClickFunnels account yet, what it'll do instead, it'll take you to the Share Funnel page right here, where you can create a free trial account. After you create a free account, then it's going to plug that funnel into your ClickFunnels account, and then you go and you can edit it and design it, customize it for yourself. Okay, so that's the first step. So step number one is pick one of your favorite templates from down below. There's a ton of them that are amazing, and I'm going to show you here in a second how simple they are to customize. So pick the one that looks the closest to what you like, and then you can actually customize it. In fact, that's step number two now, is to customize your template. So I'm going to log into ClickFunnels real quick right now and show you how easy it is to actually customize any of these webinar pages. All right, now I'm on the exact same page you're on. So I come right here, I can scroll around, I can look at all the different templates, so I find the one that I like the best. So I'm going to click this right now. I click on select this funnel button. Now it's going to take that entire funnel, it's going to copy it over to my ClickFunnels account, build all the pages and have them all set up there so I can start working on it immediately. Then I click right here on the view funnel button. And that fast, you guys, this funnel is ready for me to start building. On the left-hand side here, you'll see here's all the different pages we talked about earlier. And so I can go through and edit all these pages and make it match my branding. But for right now, I'm going to edit just one to show you how simple and easy it is. I click on Edit Page. This can take me inside the ClickFunnels editor. And this is where the fun begins. I click right here, I pick a word, I can start typing things and editing that fast. Hey, how are you doing? I can go right here and let's say I don't like this image. I can click on the settings. I can change the image for one of my own. I can upload it really quickly or just grab one from here and boom, that fast the page is changed. If I don't like something, I can grab something, I can move it around, I can drag and drop things really easily. If I want to change the colors, I can. But this is how easy ClickFunnels is, you guys. You don't have to be technical. If you can drag and drop, you can build a funnel here inside of ClickFunnels. That's how simple and how easy it is. When I'm done with that, I click on the Save button. And then I can preview it, and that fast, my funnel is live. Do you see how simple and how easy this really is? Now, if for some reason I don't like something, I can come back in here, and same thing, I can come back, I can drag things around, I can move them around to my heart's content until the funnel looks exactly the way I want it to, and when I'm done, I click Exit, and I'm done. Okay, so that's step number two, how to customize it. Now, one thing you'll notice is that each of these pages right here, all three of these three pages that I'm showing you, this is all based on the same template. All I did is I changed the image, I changed the headline, I changed the color, and that quick, I can make each of these look and match the look and the feel of whatever your brand is, okay? So the better you get at ClickFunnels, the easier it is to customize these things and really make them amazing, okay? And then the third step is you go out there and you actually launch your webinar funnel, which is the most exciting thing.